Good morning, everyone. It is currently, let's see here where I am. It's 8:03 a.m. Shortly, I'm going to be leaving with my sweetheart. We're going on a vacation. We're going to be in Panama. And in the last couple of days, I just had a couple of reflections on something, and I thought I would share it. Previously, I've talked about the saying about living every day as though it was your last, or living every day as though it might be your last. And I've kind of always struggled with that saying because I think, first of all, if it was, I'd be really depressed if I knew that. And secondly, what would I do? I probably wouldn't go to work. And then, would I party all day? Well, I probably wouldn't feel like partying and whatnot. So it's obviously not practical. And I know people have pointed out to me, and I've shared this, that I'm taking the saying too literally. But one thing I thought of as a sort of a twist on it that is better. I lost a brother, Yves, my oldest brother, and also my sister for that matter. I just thought the other day as I was outside doing some chores, I was out in the fresh air, cold air, doing some very menial things, getting some wood for the fire, getting the garbage out, doing all these various things. And it occurred to me that, if my brother was still alive, he passed away. Now it's going to be 33 years this year. How much he would cherish, being alive and having to do menial chores on a little piece of land here like I have with 8 acres, out in the fresh air, gathering wood, taking care of ducks and things like that. So I'm thinking, live your life as though, how would a person who has died, particularly a person who has died young, how would they feel if somebody waved a magic wand and gave them a second chance, right? Because of course, I don't know that there's anything conscious that goes on after you die. Everybody's got a different take on that. But I think to myself, if you did have some sort of consciousness after death, and you had died young, you would likely, regret and think about all the what ifs and think about all the Christmases you missed out on and all the things that you missed out on and whatnot. And if all of a sudden somebody said, tell you what, we're going to make an exception in your case. We're going to give you a second chance. Just how grateful somebody would be, whether it be my brother or some young child who died of an illness, a soldier who died in his teens or early 20s and whatnot. And then sort of when I was doing that, all of a sudden the menial chores that I was doing, and I was trying to visualize and put myself in my brother's shoes, and all of a sudden it became super enjoyable to do those things, to just think how grateful somebody would be, to feel the cold air in their face, to feel their muscles working and exerting themselves as they're doing some sort of work, all these various things. And I just think it's a whole other way. And I think of it now, since that day, I sort of can't get this out of my head, thinking about how, if you want to think how to be grateful, I always think gratitude is a really important thing, is to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who was actually getting a second chance. Whatever little problem or challenge, or maybe even a major problem or challenge that you were having, would that person trade places with you? Obviously, they would say, sure, I would trade places with you and bring it on. What's the challenges? Hell of a lot better than not being here at all. Anyways, I don't know if this sounds like rambling or whatnot, but it's going through my head, and I find it to be, empowering or a great way to look at things and just think to myself that way. And I think it's just more practical than thinking about, maybe this is the last day. So anyways, thank you for listening, subscribing, sharing is greatly appreciated. Bye for now.